Right, so welcome to our winter solstice meditation, which I'm calling Be the Light. And it's an exploration of lightness and darkness, as we can't have one without the other. It is done seated. The whole practice is a seated practice. And we're going to use a chanted mantra, but if that is not your thing, don't worry. I can chant it and you can just listen. If you feel comfortable to chant, of course, I believe there's a benefit to actually having the sounds come out of your own body. But of course, I also understand that it may not feel comfortable, and hearing it coming in to your body is also useful. So since we'll be seated, you want to be in a comfortable seat. I'm currently seated on the ground. I have a pillow underneath my bottom to support my hips. So you might have some similar setup. If you need support under your knees, please feel free to support in any way. If you're seated in a chair, then just can you let your feet touch the ground so that you have a connection to the ground, even if it means putting a pillow underneath your feet so you can feel that connection. And then as you settle in, you might like to close your eyes or shift the gaze downward, just so that you limit visual information coming in and can really begin to turn your attention, your awareness more inward. And we're going to bring our hands to rest so that our fingers are somewhere near the collarbone. And if you're comfortable, you'll let your hands just rest on your chest underneath. And breathing through your nose, we're going to focus our attention on the inhale to start. So as you inhale, see if you can feel some movement underneath the hands at the collarbones. Exhaling through the nose as well. We're going to settle and allow the breath to grow long, slow, and steady. Maybe each inhale gets a little more full, and then exhale slowly and completely. I'm going to chant the mantra, which is Om Jyotir, which means light, aham, which means I, as in me, svaha, which is kind of often has an exclamation point at the end. So it's a kind of encouragement. May I be the light. May I be the light. So I'll chant and you chant along when you feel ready. Om jyotir aham svaha. Om jyotir aham svaha. Om jyotir aham svaha. Let's do one more. Om jyotir aham svaha. We'll let our hands come down alongside our body. They could rest in your lap or just hang down, or if you're on the ground, just land on the mat or the floor next to you. And we're going to start to move with our breath, move our arms with our breath. So let the breath initiate the movement. As you inhale, we're going to send the arms out to the side, maybe just about halfway up on the first inhale. And as you exhale, you'll float the arms down so they ride the exhale down. Inhaling, that sense of expansion that you felt underneath your hands can help lift the arms, sending them out. Maybe you go a little higher the next breath. Exhale. The arms ride the breath down as they land down back beside you. Moving at the speed of your breath, so nice and slow and steady. Really letting the arms becoming an extension of your inhale, an expression of the inhale, and then exhale, that movement down, an expression of the exhale. Keep going like that. Maybe the arms come a little above the shoulders, but we're really not looking to get the fingertips up towards the ceiling. It's really more about this openness, this expression of the inhale being as full and broad in your body as you can make it. Finish this one and do one more. We'll meet back, just letting our hands rest in our lap. Let's have the palms up. Eyes could stay closed, gaze remains downward. Staying connected to the breath, letting it remain long, slow, and steady. I invite you to call to mind something that you are passionate about. Something that you do that gives you joy. And when you think of it in the morning, you can't wait to get going. As always, letting first thought be the best thought, not trying to overanalyze or control. So whatever comes up for you. As you think about this thing that you are passionate about, that gives you great joy, and you really connect to it, where does it land in your body? Where is that passion and joy in your body? If you could put your hands there, where would they land? If you're not sure, if it's not really coming to you, I am going to just invite hands on the heart as an alternative. Now, if you were to imagine this great joy and passion as a light, let's say in the center of your chest, in that heart space, hridayam in Sanskrit. If it was a light, next time you inhale, imagine that light in the center of your chest growing brighter. And as you exhale, it expands outward. This light, which is your joy and your passion, growing brighter on the inhale and expanding outward on the exhale. You're deciding how far it expands. Last breath like this. As you're finishing up, we're going to now move our hands to our lower abdomen. Maybe they were there to begin with, but we're going to now intentionally, all of us together, bring our hands to our lower abdomen. You might think about the pointer finger somewhere near your belly button and the rest of the fingers underneath. So you're sitting up nice and tall, so there's some space for this. Again, more consciously connecting to the breath, that nice deep inhale, that the chest expands. And now as you exhale, we're going to focus a little more on the exhale and a sense of a gentle contraction in the lower abdomen underneath your hands. Keyword is gentle. We're not aggressively pulling the stomach in, but we're just letting it draw in as we exhale, that long, slow, steady exhale. Inhale continues to be this lightness, this lifting. Exhaling, drawing the belly in gently, steadily on the exhale. Next time you exhale, let's chant our mantra or just listen. Om jyotir aham svaha. Still drawing the belly in. Release as you inhale. Om jyotir aham svaha. Om jyotir aham svaha. We'll do one more like that. Om jyotir aham svaha. Again, letting the hands just rest in your lap, perhaps the palms up. Keeping that breath long, slow, and steady. The fullness of the inhale, that gentle contraction of the exhale. I invite you now to call to mind something that you don't like about yourself, something you would change if you could. Notice if you can, whatever comes up, before that story about it kicks in, can you locate a place in the body, maybe a contraction, when I even said the word dislike about yourself? Where is that place in your body? If you could put your hands on it, maybe put your hands on it. noticing, if you could, as a witness, the story that comes up. Not the person who believes the story, but the person witnessing that story about the thing you dislike, about yourself, the thing you would change if you could. We're going to set that aside and repeat our movement with our arms. So just as we did before, let the hands hang down or resting hands in the lap as you inhale, sending the arms up, riding the inhale up, lifting, expanding. Exhale, floating the arms back down. See if you can coordinate with your breath. Expressing the inhale through the arms on as they rise up. Expressing the exhale as they float down, the belly gently drawing in. Finishing the one you're on, do one more. As you finish up, we'll again bring our hands to our heart, this heart space, this hridayam, which in the text says there is a space, the heart space, and in the heart space is a lotus, and within that lotus is a light. It's in the Vedas. So for us, this light is this thing we connect to, this passion, this joy. Again, as you inhale, imagining that your passion, your joy is this light that resides in that lotus flower in the center of your heart space. As you inhale, it grows brighter. And as you exhale, it spreads outward. This time, really let it spread outward. With each breath, the inhale, it grows brighter. Exhaling, it spreads outward. As it spreads outward, is there space in this light to encompass even that thing that you wish you could change, that thing you dislike? Can you bring it into the light? Can it join you there in your passion and your joy and be part of that light? If the answer is no, that is good information. It's not a problem. But if you can, see what happens. Keep going like that, inhaling, making the light brighter, exhaling, let it expand to include everything, all aspects of your being. Nothing excluded. And as you do that, I will chant the mantra and you can just listen, let it flow over you. Let it become part of the light. Om jyotir aham svaha. Om jyotir aham svaha. Om jyotir aham svaha. Om jyotir aham svaha. When you're ready, you can let your hands again rest in your lap, maybe with the palms up. Just stay with the feeling. Stay with the feeling of this jyotir aham. I am the light. Of course, you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. As you're ready, if your eyes have been closed, you might let them blink open, or if the gaze has been downward, you can shift it up to take in your space. Reconnect. As part of that reconnect to the rest of your evening, I'm going to invite you to do some very gentle seated forward folds. So if you're seated in a chair, you can just let your feet slide just slightly forward. As you inhale, you can raise your arms. As you exhale, to maybe let them land, hands land on your legs and just slide down, maybe just beyond your knees, not too far. If you're seated on the floor, you might extend the feet outward, keeping the knees quite bent, and then the same thing. Inhale, arms can come up. Exhale, let the hands land on your legs and just slide the hands forward as you come forward, keeping the eyes open. Do 3 or 4 or as many of those as feels good for you in your body as you reconnect to your space and to the more usual way of being in the world. This is our winter solstice practice. Thank you so much.